Hello, my fellow speakers. This is Brian, the speaker for the dead, coming to you today with an update video for my Dark Crystal reviews. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because some concerns have been raised in my first review of the first episode and the original film. Now, my last review was like an hour and 10 minutes long. It was very long. I tried to be very in-depth and give a lot of backstory as to why I feel the way I do, where I'm coming from, how I feel about things, and apparently that touched a nerve with people that were getting on and looking at my review. So I want to address some of those concerns. By the way, I'm not dressed up like this for a full apology or something. I'm actually just about to go to church. So I just wanted to do this really quick before, as my family's getting ready. My concern is that one of the people that was commenting on my channel or on my review was very nasty, very negative, and was not constructive at all. Now, I will be the first one to admit that I don't always take things the best, that when I'm attacked, I tend to start swinging back. I don't just lay down and go, "Okay, punch me again. Please, sir, may I have another?" So that's maybe a failing on my part, but I tried to be civil, even though he was not civil at all in his comments on my review. Now, most of the problem with my review seems to be coming from the fact that this series by Netflix, The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, has been released all at once. They released the entire series. They did not release it episode by episode like a Game of Thrones or like a regular normal network television show where you have to wait week to week. This new binge model that they do where they just dump the whole series all at once has, in my opinion, it's kind of taken away from that enjoyment of, I mean, it's great in some respects because you don't have to wait a week for the whole story. You just boom, and you've got it all. But it's also taken away that opportunity, and I put this in one of my comments back to another commenter who was being very polite, very constructive, and was still criticizing my review, which I am absolutely 100% fine with. I ask for any kind of engagement that is in a positive or productive way. That's what this channel is about. The Speakers for the Dead, as written by Orson Scott Card, the idea was to speak truth, to be totally honest, to be totally upfront, and to speak from a position of where you are now, and to try and be as straightforward and honest as possible. And that's what my review was meant to do. I have only watched up to the 4th episode, so I was trying to review them one episode at a time, which with the new binge model puts me at a disadvantage, because now there are loads of people out there who have already watched the entire season and know the outcome. I do not yet know the outcome of the series, and that's where I was coming from a position of, this is where I'm at when I started, this is where I'm at the end of the first episode, and then I was going to carry on and so forth. And the hope was, and I admit this, please feel free to go and watch that review and watch the whole thing and really listen to what I'm saying. And this isn't to get more reviews, but if you're going to comment on my reviews, you should really watch the whole thing and listen to everything I'm saying. Now, one of the comments that was made was that I seem to be repetitive. I will fully admit that I can be repetitive. A lot of the times I'm doing that purposely, though, because I'm trying to drive a specific point home. And repetition is the best way to do that. So if I do sound repetitive, I apologize. That's just the way I tend to speak at times. So also, one of the comments that was made is that I do this off the cuff. It sounded very off the cuff, not scripted. Well, full disclosure, that's exactly how I do my reviews and my videos, off the cuff, because I think that's an important way to do this, because then you're getting the raw emotion that I'm feeling and that I can tell you straightforward at that point where I'm at, how I'm feeling about this, what's going on. It's not, I don't want to come off as scripted. And maybe that's a failing in my reviews, and maybe I need to script myself just a little bit more. And I appreciate the constructive criticisms that I got in the comments, because there was one man who was very polite and yet was very critical of me. And I'm okay with that. I really am, because his comments were helpful. His comments were insightful. I was amazed at how well he actually saw into how I do this. And I don't want to lie to him at all and say, nope, I script everything. And I absolutely don't. I do, as I said in the review, have my handy dandy notebook. Like Blue's Clues, which I have 6 children, so I know way more about Blue's Clues than I should for a 45-year-old man. So I take notes in my notebook as I'm watching the episodes, and so I can cover the salient points of what I want to discuss in a review. And then I just speak off the cuff from those points, because I don't want to sound scripted. Because I will come off sounding very scripted. If I try and read something while I'm doing this is how it's going to sound. And then let me show you. I'll read you one of the comments that was leveled at me. And this is the comment from one of the guys who was not pleasant to me at all. This is how my reviews would come off if I did it scripted. Watch the whole series before you do another review. You're coming off like a fool. Once you get mid-series, you are gonna wish you didn't make these vids, dude. Just saying. You also seem really angry. Life is too short to worry about nothing. That's how my reviews would come off if I was scripted. Now, I can read pretty well, but I'm going to be like, and then they went over to and I felt like this, and you're going to watch my eyes reading something. And I hate that. I hate it when presidents speak like that, when they're, they got the teleprompters up there and they're just like, it looks awful to me. Of course, watching President Trump, we all know what happens when you're not scripted. Now, I'm not critical of President Trump. I'm in the middle of the road. Now, that was another comment that was leveled at me. Seems like you're attacking liberal Hollywood in this video more than you are reviewing the movie. Again, that comment was made by this man who is very insightful. It's not my intention to attack liberal Hollywood. The problem is that liberal Hollywood is bleeding their politics by the bucket load into our entertainment these days. And I'm very offended by that. Not offended, that's not even the right word. I'm very concerned by it. I don't want propaganda. I don't want it coming from the right. I don't want it coming from the left. I don't want it coming from anywhere. I don't want propaganda. Propaganda, by its very nature, is destructive and unpleasant. So when I see it, or when I feel like that's what's cropping up in a film or a TV show, I'm going to call out on it, because I despise that. I despise it when the right's trying to do it. I despise it when the left's trying to do it. Entertainment has, unless you're doing something that is overtly political, that you're actually doing a documentary on politics, or you're doing a show about politics, then yeah, great. But don't try and spoon feed me liberal politics in the form of entertainment and not expect me to go, that tastes bad. What are you doing? That's yeah. I'm not going to be okay with that, and I'm going to call it out every single time. And if it comes off as sounding as I'm attacking liberal Hollywood, it's not meant to come off as that way. It's just meant to draw your attention to the fact that, hey, I think something's going on behind the scenes here that we probably should be a little concerned about. But anyway, so I want to say this first and foremost, maybe more important than anything else. I truly, truly appreciate everyone who watches my videos. I truly appreciate everyone who comments, even this person who was overtly nasty. I don't appreciate what he said or how he said it, but I appreciate the fact that he was trying to engage. Now, maybe this person is just incapable of having a polite and civilized conversation, and because of his upbringing, because of whatever. I have no idea. And I tried to be civil as much as I could while being attacked, and finally ended up blocking this individual because I'm not going to get into name calling back and forth and, vitriolic debates back and forth with somebody over something. This is entertainment. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. I wanted to, full disclosure, I want to like this. I want to like this Dark Crystal show. I can't tell you how excited I was when I heard this was coming. I mean, my brothers and I, they contacted me and told me, Brian, have you seen this thing? It's coming. They're going to do a show based on the world of the Dark Crystal. And I was ecstatic, so excited for this. And then I started to see the previews and some of the stuff that they were doing, and I got really concerned. And maybe I got overly concerned too quickly and jumped the gun. But all I can tell you is how I feel at the time. And because there's been so much clapback on this review, I will bow to the pressure and we'll watch the entire series and then do a review based on the entire series at the end. So that the internet doesn't continue to collectively lose its mind over my opinion. Because that's not what I wanted to do. My hope was to truly like this show by the end. And I wanted you to be able to go on that journey with me, to see me at the beginning, because I was being totally honest about how I felt in the beginning. That was not planned. I have not planned to be negative at the beginning and happy at the end. That was my hope. That was my sincere hope. But I wanted to be honest at the beginning where I was feeling pretty negative about what I was seeing. And then if it got better, I wanted you to be able to see that progression that would happen the way it would have happened had this been released on a weekly basis. But apparently in the new binge TV model world, that's not allowed. I'm not allowed to, find out whether I like this for myself in my own time. Apparently I need to get where everybody else is at, because not being there seems to be causing some real issues for people. Now, and I understand. I'm passionate because I love this. And I think that that's where these comments from these people who were commenting on my review, which was quite negative, I will be honest about that, they're concerned. Because to them, it looks like I'm attacking something that they love. And if they had watched the review totally, and they would have understood how much I love the Dark Crystal. And that my review is not meant as an attack on the Dark Crystal. If you come here to my channel for validation of your own opinions, you might oftentimes be disappointed. But if you come here to have an open, honest, and upfront debate or engagement, then it's going to be great. It's going to be productive. But if you come at me with, you suck, you're terrible, you should never review anything again, which was another one of the fun comments I was subjected to, then don't be surprised when I don't respond well to that. No one would respond well to that. Because my intention is never to give offense on this channel. As I said to one of the commenters, offense is never given. It's always taken. So if you're offended by something that I say, that has more to do with you than it does with me, because my intention is not to offend, is not to incite, is not to cause negative feelings in you. It never is. I can tell you that in all honesty. I never seek to offend. Not in my jokes, not in anything else. This is just my sense of humor. I tend to be naturally sarcastic and joke, and trust me, it gets me into trouble with my wife all the time. So, but that's just who I am. And I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I am not an angry person. If you can watch my videos and get the idea that I am some perpetual grump, some Walter puppet, for those of you who have ever watched the guy that does Ahmed, the dead terrorist, he has that grumpy old guy, the Walter. That's not me. That's not me. I do tend to be grumpy at times, and will freely admit that. But thank you very much for everything, for the engagement, for the views, and for the time and effort that you guys put into watching my channel. I truly, truly do appreciate it. And look forward in the future to more engagement, more opportunities to discuss and be a part of fandom together. But just understand, we might disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. We don't have to be nasty. We don't have to attack. We don't have to tell each other where to go and what to do. We just need to be there for each other and that's the most important thing about entertainment. It's something that should bring us together, not tear us apart. Trust me, this world right now, and especially what's going on in our nation, is designed to tear us apart, to tear us down, to break us into it, to break us into our component parts and leave us isolated and alone. And my hope is that this channel will be a place where people can come and discuss and enjoy and be a part of something, whether I'm being negative or positive. Maybe on those days where you see me being negative, you can be the positive influence on me and help lift me up. And for those of you who left comments giving me hope that this was going to be great, thank you. Thank you. I needed someone to tell me that this was going to get better. And I appreciate you doing that. I've been concerned, but I'm into the 4th episode now, and my opinion's starting to turn. Just as I told this negative person that I thought that it would. It is starting to turn. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about what I'm seeing, and my hope is by the end, I'm cheering. But I even said that in my review that this person said that they watched, but I don't think they did because I was very upfront about everything. My hope that by the end I would be cheering raucously for this show. So this is just a short update to let you know I will not be doing episode by episode any longer because that seems to be causing issues for the good people that are out there watching my review, and possibly justifiably so. So I will finish watching the series, and then I will do a review based on the entire thing. And hopefully I can come and give you the positive review you're looking for. But if I don't, just understand that I'm not here to validate your opinion. And I don't want you to be here to validate my opinion. But I hope it opens up a dialogue. I hope it gives us something to discuss. If you've ever watched the show Big Bang Theory, you see those guys get into these raucous debates and serious arguments over what they do and don't like and what character's the best and stuff. That's what I was hoping for when I started this channel, that even though we might disagree, we'll be there for each other to lift each other up and maybe help show the other person something they missed in something that they love. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Get out there and enjoy yourself. I'm going to go to church with my family and enjoy the rest of my day and try and get the rest of that series watched so I can give you a full review. I'm off work tomorrow, so I think I'll sit down with my kids tonight and watch the rest of this show. But please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.